conversation this week that happened around concussions.
Yeah.
There was a lot of weird concussion related stuff that happened this week, and like this is the only like equipment related example.
Yep.
Obviously we can't show the clips, and frankly I don't have them to begin with, but like, so Gardner Minshew got clearly like almost knocked out and like stumbled when he got up and didn't get like a ref in front of him and didn't get pulled from the game. Bryce Young got his leg swept out from underneath him, landed on top of his head, stumbled a little bit to get up, didn't get pulled out of the game. TJ Watt, and the reason this came up was I think in the Chiefs game, someone got pulled out to be evaluated and they were pissed off. Maybe it was the Chiefs, maybe it was the Cowboys. There was one game this week where this is where this post came from, of like, I saw a post that basically was talking about this. It was like, hey, here's this guy being pulled out of the game and like the hit. And here's like these other examples of where nothing was done, like clearly in front of a ref.
Yeah, no one was pulled out.
No, but the one that was like interesting, looks bad, not great in so many different ways was TJ Watt.
Dude, yes.
And that's because he came back into the game with, so if you guys missed it, he got, let me see if I can, without getting in trouble, I'll find photos only. TJ Watt, kneed in face. Can't show that.
This was the first drive of the game too.
Yeah, so like he got kneed directly in the face, pulled out of the game. They were testing his jaw and doing some different jaw related things. Now the weird thing about that, wherever it is in here, was he then came back in the game with a dark visor. And like that's normally for concussions. Like it feels weird because normally that would be like, oh, like we're giving him a dark visor because his eyes are now sensitive, so we're going to give him a dark one. So it's like not like it was related to his jaw, because like why would they choose a dark visor over a clear visor? And like maybe he just wanted a dark visor, but it did raise a conversation of like, okay, like we had these other guys in the league this week that like were not pulled out for concussions, and then also TJ Watt got kneed in the face, left the game, and came back in with just coincidentally a dark visor, which kind of makes it like sus.
So I noticed right away, because I was one of the probably few thousand people that sat down to watch this game because no one wanted to. And
it's true.
I was watching, and as I looked over when he came back in, and I was like, that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, he's wearing a dark visor. And I said, when they showed him on the sideline, he was sitting there like this, like he would be kind of coming in and out of the frame, and he would be squinting his eyes. And I was like, he's squinting his eyes like it's his head, you know, because if you ever hit your head really hard, or you were ever close to being concussed or were concussed, the light sensitivity really messes with you. So you're like, he was sitting there squinting like this. And then he comes back into the game, he's wearing the dark visor, and I point out to my girlfriend, I was like, they just put a dark visor on his helmet and put him back in the game, probably because he asked them to. It's like, that has got to be 100% because the lights are hurting his eyes. He was squinting on the sideline. There's no question about it. That's the only explanation. Because TJ Watt he doesn't wear a visor, right?
I don't think so. Okay. Does he wear a clear
one?
Let
me look it up. No.
I was trying to think about that earlier. I can't see him in one, but sometimes the clear ones, they escape me.
Yeah, so I noticed it right away, and that was my immediate thought, was that the light was hurting his eyes because he just hit his head really damn hard, and now he's wearing a dark visor to try to combat that issue.
Yeah, another
training camp, he's worn a couple. That's it.
But does he? So if he was wearing a clear one in game?
Oh no,
ever?
No.
Okay, so my thought is maybe this is like trying to play like devil's advocate, almost like he didn't have a head injury. Maybe he got something in his eye, and he's just trying to protect it, and then he decided the dark visor over a clear one. Very unlikely, but it's a thought.
Yeah, I mean, like, they could easily say that, you know, oh, like, he hurt his jaw, not his head, and we wanted to put a visor on to make sure his jaw didn't get hit again. And so we gave him a visor, and we asked him, which one do you want, of a prism, a clear, or a tinted, and he said, give me a tinted one.
Yeah.
Like, it could be. Yeah.
The thing is
No,
with those tinted visors is usually you have to have some sort of doctor's note, to my understanding, to wear those in game, because technically the dark tinted ones are legal unless you have like a note saying like, hey, this dude's got light sensitivity, he needs to wear this or else he'll get headaches or something. So I assume he didn't get a doctor's note in like 2 seconds, but like maybe he did.
Yeah.
I don't know how that goes, but definitely interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, the clear indication was that before he went in the game and they were checking him out, he was sitting on the sideline and you could see him squinting and wincing just as he was like looking around, and he kept doing it. And then, 2 minutes later, all of a sudden I see him on the field and he's wearing the dark visor, and I'm like, that's not good. That's there might be a little investigation going on there.
Yeah, that's not right. Something's got to be up.
Because it's equipment related, which is obviously our field because we're like that. But at the same time, I think it seemed like Tony and I had the same exact thought, was that dark visor meant something else was going on. It was a head related injury. So
yeah, that's definitely a safety concern.
And I want to post about this on Instagram, and I'm going to get called a narc again.
Probably.
That's just the way it goes.
Yep.
Generates it's a conversation generator though. Like it's actually a big deal. This isn't just this isn't just an equipment thing. This is like, hey, I don't know how the NFL is going to get away with this, if they should get away with it, because it's definitely putting player safety at risk.
Yeah, I mean, TJ Watt's one of those dudes, man. He'll play if he's a competitor, no matter what. Yeah, he's a dog, bro, for real. But like,
I don't have a problem with them doing it. They can do whatever the hell they want. They're grown men. They can do anything.
Yeah, I don't care.
But I look at it more from the league perspective of like, the league has always been so hypocritical about everything and concussions and stuff, and then it's like they just like pick and choose. You know what I mean? It's just like, but that's the same thing as everything with the league. It's like they never actually get it right. Like as far as refs goes, any of the other stuff goes, like it is what it is.
No more concussion related.
It's funny. We were